got a new video. We got the 4-year stretch that killed rap. 4-year stretch that killed rap. What killed rap, man? See, hey, for me, hey, rap ain't nothing kill rap for me. I love it. I love it like donuts to a fat bitch. I don't know.
He says, I just got a call.
Talk to me.
It should be noted, many record labels have
480. That's the highest?
The focus
Brother.
is now African music and Latin music. Rappers better stop being boring and talking about the same over and over, chasing TikTok success in comment sections. What Ebro is saying is the obvious.
Understand, TikTok has ruined everything. Because an artist know the song that blow up on TikTok is not their best song, but they start putting all their energy into that song. And it's only relevant for 5 seconds on TikTok.
All of you are unoriginal.
5 seconds is crazy.
Every one of y'all is making this.
That's the cap. That's cap. I know what he's saying. But 5 seconds is not true, bro. That little Uzi, I just want to rock, was on TikTok for I don't know how long. I couldn't escape it. It's there for. It's still probably there to this day. Genuinely.
They use the same ad-libs, bro.
A lot of them just be posting throwaways. They be songs like they can just hold on to and do better.
Bro, Drake, Cole, and Kendrick like 40, and we have nobody in sight to even fill the gap or the mold. It looks like we just have a bunch of A-tier rappers, and it's everybody else who they just get a club hit for like a couple of months and move on.
We don't really identify with the artist no more. Like I used to say somebody artist, I'd be like, who the fuck is that? I used to be like, you know who he is. I used to play 3 or 4 songs. I'd be like, oh, that's who made that? Whereas before, when we was coming up, we identified with an artist.
Now, take a guess who's falling off right now. Not a particular artist. I'm talking about the music industry.
Yeah, music's over.
It's over.
Lil Baby. I ain't heard nothing from Lil Baby. Am I tripping? Y'all? Have y'all heard anything from Lil Baby? I haven't heard Nathan. I don't know if he even dropped.
Most artists or most new artists, at least in hip hop,
I could be so fucking wrong right now. I don't know.
Everything that goes up must come down, and hip hop is no exception to this rule. In the present day, it's extremely
Roddy Ricch, yeah, that nigga
hip-hop is a shell of his former glory.
Y'all remember when he dropped that lame ass song? And then niggas clowned him so bad he took this shit off, and I think he deactivated his Instagram. Sad days.
There are fewer and fewer huge records. Albums aren't hitting the way they used to, and fans are losing interest. For the past 6 months, all types of videos have been uploaded talking about how the genre is dying and listing various theories for why this is happening. This isn't the first time people have felt this way about the trajectory.
Don't worry, y'all. I'm gonna be the next up and coming rapper.
It really
my rap name gonna be Lil Parmesan.
Situation current hip hop is facing.
Cause all I get is cheese, nigga. Cheese, nigga. All I get is cheese, nigga. Cheese, nigga. No whipped cream, nigga. To me, y'all. I'm gonna make a song for y'all. Don't worry about it.
We'll take a look at the downward spiral mainstream rap has found itself in over the past 4 years.
Or should I just be a New York rapper? Let me know. I'm lying.
These videos do take a lot of time to put together, so if you have
nigga, I don't give a fuck.
Hip hop was in a good place. There was a wide variety of all different types of artists and songs seeing success, and the fans were engaged with everything. There were a good number of Billboard Top 10 hits, like Shook by The Baby, Tatiana by Blueface, Ransom by Lil Tecca, Bandit by Juice WRLD and NBA Youngboy, and the most sold record in the history of music, Old Town Road. Outside of Billboard Top 10, there were plenty of other huge records that contributed to the excitement that had at the time. And these included songs like Shot of Flow by NLE Choppa, Act Up by the City Girls, Ballin' by DJ Mustard and Roddy Ricch,
I took the new 4G's on the Jeep. I trap into the buddy bottom is underneath. And all my niggas got it out the street. I keep 100 racks and my Jeep. I'm in the hole and I'm on team. Can't even call cause I'm balling. I need a record in the bank cause I'm balling. I'm eating and I need a line on my body. Got me drip.
TikTok had just started.
I'm a big crip. If I got a point of lean, I'm a sip. I really right up with my queen. I'm in the net. I ran that right there and niggas I didn't forget that.
Experienced a tragedy when Juice WRLD lost his life at the young age of
R.I.P.
21. But besides this, 2019 was an overall good year.
That Curious, that 5 and Jerry. I bet they're coming to numb this period. I can say BM will put on the mirror. First young niggas.
2020 started off regular. The Box by Roddy Ricch saw crazy success and dominated the charts early on. February, tragedy struck when Pop Smoke lost his life in a Cali Airbnb at the young age of 20. About
20
a week
is
after
insane.
this, Lil Baby dropped My Turn, which did numbers, and to this day is probably his best album ever. Shortly after My Turn,
More albums.
Uzi shocked everybody and surprise dropped his long-awaited album, Eternal Take, which did well, but left some fans disappointed and
What's
was
wrong with
the
it?
beginning of people wanting the quote-unquote old Uzi back. Eternal Take was an early example of a new trend. Labels were starting to implement a new strategy where they had artists drop an album, then 2 weeks later release a deluxe album with an entire album worth of new songs to maximize the streams. Since 2017, streaming had become the #1 source of label revenue, and as the years passed, they had continued to try to figure out how to maximize the new model. Shortly after Eternal Take, the whole world was put on standstill when COVID hit.
Sure.
Forcing everyone into quarantine. Quarantine was a weird time for everyone, especially rappers who now found themselves stuck at home, unable to do shows.
Tough.
Some people took advantage of the opportunity to do new things with the large audience stuck inside. Tory Lanez started a regular IG live stream that he called Quarantine Radio, and Swizz Beatz and Timbaland started Versus, a head-to-head competition between hip-hop and R&B artists that started on Facebook and IG Live and later transitioned to real venues. As far as the actual music release, albums from some of the biggest rappers during quarantine included Blame It On Baby by DaBaby, Wanna by Gunna, The GOAT by Polo G, High Off Life by Future, and Sugar by Meg Thee Stallion. Similarly to 2019, 2020.
Let's really talk about it, bro. Let's really talk about it. Gunna is that dude, bro. He really fire. And y'all niggas just start hating this because he snitched a little bit on Young Thug. Did he really snitch though? But that's neither here or there. Y'all been Gunna for no reason. Cause this nigga really could rap.
Big hits. Lil Baby riding off the success of My
Fucking
Turn,
with it, that
had
make
two
it
of
a
the
ball.
biggest records of 2020 with We Paid featuring 42 Doug and The Bigger Picture. Life Is Good by Future and Drake and Rockstar by DaBaby and Roddy Ricch were also Billboard Top 10 hits. And the most talked about and controversy generating record of the year, WAP by Meg Thee Stallion and Cardi B, also made a ton of noise. In 2020, Meg's name was also
I just want
hot
to put my
from a
meat in both their
situation
mouth,
that
man.
occurred with her and Tory Lanez, as well as 2 other people, where she was shot in the foot. She said that Tory was responsible.
Allegedly.
And Tory said he wasn't.
Allegedly.
And the
Nah, fuck it.
situation
The
got
nigga in jail.
tons of
There's no
media
more
coverage.
alleged.
It was one of the biggest topics of that entire year. From 2019 to 2020, TikTok's influence had continued to grow, and the platform was now a legitimate new path to having a hot record. New artists were popping on the regular, and the term TikTok rapper was starting to become a thing. More established artists were also taking advantage of the new platform to blow their songs up as well. Unfortunately, the rise of TikTok also came with negative side effects. And as a result of the way content was consumed, rappers began making songs shorter and more repetitive in an effort to potentially get TikTokers to make viral challenges to their song. Drake was one of the first big artists to be called out for this when he dropped 2C Slide.
Yeah, that shit was ass.
In late 2020, King Von lost his life in an altercation with Quando Rondo.
Good riddance.
And Playboi Carti dropped Whole Lotta Red, a long-awaited album that received mixed reviews. One of the more unexpected.
Okay, I'm just playing. I'm joking. I just wanted to see how long. I just wanted to see how long I was gonna hold out for it. I'm just fucking around. R.I.P. King Von.
Trends in 2020 was the extreme rate that
this is a joke, nigga. I want to see no Chicagoans in my fucking comments, okay?
Already a few.
I don't want none of y'all OTF niggas in my fucking comments, all right? It's a joke.
Established podcasts like the JBP and Drink Champs, but a whole new wave of pods joined in the period between 2019.
Bro, this is actually this is a real epidemic right now. I ain't gonna lie. This is a real epidemic. Podcasts, or this is just anybody any nigga with one of these and a camera, they gonna make a podcast. Not none of y'all niggas need a damn podcast, nigga. I don't want to hear your opinion, because honestly, your opinion is fucking terrible. Genuinely.
In 2020, including shows like $1 Million Worth of Game, Big Facts, and
they got some good podcasts out there though.
In 2020, the podcast space began taking off as more and more people began listening to podcasts.
Like genuinely, who the fuck want to hear T.I. talk? Who the fuck want to listen to T.I. talk? What do you think T.I. got to say? I don't need to hear T.I.'s opinion about anything. Genuinely, he's gonna tell me something about what? About what? What does T.I. got to tell me? Any takers? Give me one good clip out of a T.I. podcast. Give me one good clip out of T.I. podcast. I suck a dick if you got something very educational or something that's worthy of listening to.
And more rappers, athletes, and other types of celebrities began starting new ones. 2020 was unorthodox, but definitely not a bad year for rap. But 2021 would be the first major indicator that things were slowing down.
Here's the bell.
In early 2021, one name started popping up everywhere. Pooh Shiesty had begun buzzing in late 2020.
Don't need no Korean club. All that wolfing on the net, nigga. I thought you was a bug.
Everywhere, and Shiesty was one of rap's biggest up-and-coming stars.
That nigga went straight to jail. Nigga it didn't take that nigga 1 week. It took that nigga 1 week to get in jail. I swear to God, he's like the fastest up and coming rapper to get in jail so quickly. It's crazy. What are you doing? You made it out. Stop. Why do y'all rappers do that? You made it out. Stop going back. Why do you keep going back and going to jail after going back? You keep doing dumbass shit. Every time they make it out, they like, let me go back. Let me go start killing niggas. Bro, no. Stop. Bro, stop. Just rap. Bro, just rap. Just go to do shows. Rap. Get money. Stop. Why you keep going to jail? Why do you keep doing that? Please.
Ray, who was buzzing off of her hit record, No More Parties, as well as the fact that she was an easy punching bag for internet trolls. Early 2021 also saw a deadly beef spilling over into rap when Young and Ace, Spinner Benz, Wobble with the Chopper, and Fast Money Goon released a song called Who I Smoke, dissing a ton of their deceased ops on a catchy pop sample. A combination that led to the song going crazy, racking up tens of millions of views, and becoming a viral hit. Early 2021 had a decent amount of motion, but as the year progressed, an alarming trend.
That's so sad. Genuinely, think about it. That's 2021 music. That year of music was so garbage. Genuinely, it was very minimal of good music. It had some.
Year, plenty of albums dropped from the biggest artists in the game, but the music wasn't hitting the same, and the fans weren't receptive to it. Polo G dropped Hall of Fame, Migos dropped Culture 3, and Roddy Ricch dropped Live Life Fast. But all of these projects were labeled as mid by the majority of
Mid.
listeners.
Mid, 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 mid,
Lil
mid.
Durk's collab album,
mid, mid,
Pushing
mid, mid,
Heroes,
mid,
and J. Cole's mixtape, The Off Season, were received slightly better. But Tyler, the Creator, probably had the best.
Yes, sir.
of the-
Perfect. He's the only one that did something good that year. He's the only one that did something good that year. Fuck y'all. I don't give a fuck if I'm a dick rider. He's the only one that did something good that year. Everybody else failed. Obviously, he got album of the year.
Year with Call Me If You Get Lost, a great body of music that was received well by fans. In July, the baby went to Rolling Loud and did this.
Bro, the baby, you could just say put your hands in the air like you just don't care. You could have just ended with that. Why did he didn't have to say all that. He could have said raise your hands in the air if you fucked a bitch tonight. Nigga went the whole mile. Put your lighter in the sky if you killed a nigga in a parking lot and you didn't have sex with a gay man. Baby, we're here to listen to your music, son. And the nigga in the back did not help co-signing. Lights up. What do you mean lights up? If I was in the crowd, I gotta put my light up. I didn't fuck a nigga in the back in the parking lot. I don't got HIV, so I gotta put my light up. But I'm not condoning this shit. I just gotta put my light up because I didn't do that shit. I don't get mad at me. He told us to do it. Nigga in the crowd explained himself. I gotta put my light up, man. I'm not gonna look like how fucking dudes in the parking lot. I don't do that. Genuinely. But that's crazy, bro. The baby, you could have just said put your hands in the air like you just don't care. Hey.
In the parking lot, put your cell phone like this.
He got the usual cancel culture treatment, including a bunch of blog posts and angry tweets.
What made him say that,
but
too?
Things went a step
That's a
further
good
than
question.
usual, and festivals began removing him from their lineups,
As they should.
affecting his money. From summer to fall of 2021.
And I remember, too, this nigga stood on business about what he said, took back what he said and apologized and stood on business even more in a different podcast. I seen that shit. That nigga
One of the biggest storylines.
That nigga went through a whole little brain
began to
malfunction.
develop. Both Drake and Kanye announced they were dropping albums and then began escalating their beef. Kanye built the hype around Donda, doing listening events in several cities throughout the summer before dropping the album August 29th. Drake followed, dropping Certified Lover Boy a week later. Despite the hype around these projects, most people ended up coming to the conclusion that both albums were underwhelming, just like most of the other music coming out in 2020.
Donda was good, though.
The trend of TikTok popularized songs continued, and things were so easy that even Soulja Boy, who hadn't been relevant for anything related to his music in over a decade, popped out with not just one, but two
She make it clap,
viral
clap,
TikTok
clap.
hits. The easy virality on TikTok was allowing tons of new artists to blow up on a regular basis, but because there were so many, this meant that nothing.
I genuinely don't like this dude. Genuinely. Me personally, this nigga is like one of the most annoying niggas I ever met. I don't know. And it's not even like the stuff he rap or the stuff he say. It's just him. I don't know. His face irritates me. I get mad. I get angry.
There was just a rotating window.
That could be some hated shit, though.
5 seconds
But
of fame,
I stand on
moving
being a
to
hater,
the
so I
next.
don't give a fuck, really.
So, a unique situation was developing where, despite it being easier than ever for songs to blow up, there were fewer and fewer new artists with the same excitement the Baby, NLE Choppa, Pop Smoke, and others had just a few years prior. Given the fact that no new artists were blowing up on a major scale, and none of the existing artists were delivering the way they did in the past, the charts reflected that mainstream hip-hop was in a lull, with Billboard Top 10 hits experiencing a significant decline from the previous year. Mainstream hip-hop was clearly declining, but there was one artist able to cut through the TikTok noise and blow up on a huge scale. In late summer, an artist called Yeet started buzzing off a song called Sorry About That went crazy on TikTok. Then he followed this up with an even bigger one called Get Busy. With these
Put
viral
up!
hits,
Gotta
he
get
was
mute.
arguably the biggest new artist of 2021, even receiving a cosign from Drake. Yeet was part of a new wave in a subgenre referred to as rage. And other artists like Kim Carson, Can, and Destroy Lonely were all new artists in this lane, blowing up this same year, seeing more traction than the typical artist on TikTok.
This year is when that
Also,
shit definitely changed,
up in
though.
New York, Bronx Drill was blowing up with artists like K Flock, B Love, and D Thing.
As something my homie Jalen said, I'll never forgive y'all for this era. I never forget. I fucking like their music though. I can't even say I like they. It's good for one listen. That's the problem. It's good for one listen. I'm not gonna continuously listen to this shit. Like I can't continuously listen to this shit later on. I can only listen to it once and then I'm good on it. One song, one time, one listen, done. Oh, that's a good song. Not in my playlist though. Genuinely.
Doing numbers, leading the underground scene. So overall, 2021 was a bad year for the mainstream, but it was good for a few underground niches. 2021
Facts.
was also good for another form of entertainment that was just starting to touch the hip-hop world. Streaming had been a thing for years, but it was something mainly for gamers.
Have anybody used
However,
Aquaphor to beat they meat yet?
2021, people like Kai Cenat, Duke
Let me know.
Aiden Ross, Your Age, and
Comment
Blue
down
Shot
below.
Moth
Looking at it.
popularized streaming with a different demographic that aligned more with the audience of hip-hop consumers. With the decline of hip-hop, a lot of kids and teenagers who in previous years would have been hardcore rap fans were now turning to streamers as their primary source of entertainment and looking up to streamers the way kids in the past looked up to rappers. Aiden Ross's streams ended up getting so big that through 2021, he had a lot of the biggest rappers out lining up to come on and promote their music on his platform. Going into 2022, hip-hop's mainstream drought would continue.
Hey, he said he pushing me.
Gunna would start the
I'm
year off
pushing
strong,
me.
dropping DS Forever, a
Not
solid
bad.
project with the breakout hit Pushin' P. It was a good project, but an example of how streaming had been continuing to affect the length of albums. DS Forever was 20 songs long by itself with no deluxe included. The new length of albums meant that mediocre songs that wouldn't have made the cut in previous years were slipping through the cracks for the sheer purpose of increasing streaming time. Lil Durk's 7220 album was a perfect example of this, containing 31 songs in total, 17 in the original, and 14.
Okay, can we normalize, like, you don't have to have 80 songs on your fucking album. I just want a good album. I don't want it to be short, but I want it to be too long. 31 songs is crazy. I'm not going to sit down and listen to 31 songs. Genuinely. Fuck no. I'm not going to do that. I'd rather blow my brains out. Just get cool 15 to 20 songs. Done. 15 to 20 songs. It could be lower. Literally, I'd be cool with 10 to 15 songs, genuinely. As long as they're good. Adding 31 songs is unnecessary. I'm not listening to 31 songs. I'd rather eat dick and die. Genuinely.
Additional ones on the
Look. Are you really sitting down and listening to 31 fucking songs? 31 fucking songs? Fuck you. I'm not listening to that. I only know like 2 songs out of there. Fuck no. I'm not doing it. I don't even think I know one.
Version. In April,
Look.
it's not.
It's crazy, ain't it? 31 songs. Look at that. That looks stupid. Genuinely.
That wasn't bad considering the possible time he could have received, but still meant hip-hop would be losing one of his newest stars early into his career. Then in May, the whole hip-hop world was caught by surprise when Young Thug, Gunna, and 26 other members of YSL were indicted in a RICO case that stretched back almost a decade. This same month, Kendrick returned from a 5-year hiatus, dropping Mr. Morale, an album which was successful, but not at the level of his previous albums.
It's true.
Future also dropped I Never Liked You, an album which saw a large amount of success, with the hit single Wait For You going number 1 on Billboard.
Good album.
2022 also saw the rise of a few new faces.
Like?
In July, a Memphis artist called Glorilla blew up off a song called F&F. Then, in late summer, a
F
song
R
called
E
Munch
E
by an
fuck
artist
nigga
named
free.
Ice Spice started
This one, her
blowing
teeth
up
was
on
terrible.
TikTok.
But it's okay
It
though.
was initially taken as a
Turn
joke,
around. Please let her
but
turn around.
It grew on people, and Ice Spice continued dropping and growing her popularity. In late 2022, Kanye went on his most career-damaging rampage ever.
That nigga went on the that nigga went on a canceled career tour.
And his Owens wearing a White Lives Matter t-shirt. After this, he made an appearance on Drink Champs, where he said that George Floyd OD'd on fentanyl and announced that he had problems with a group of people he referred to as the Jewish higher-ups. He received strong backlash, but being Kanye, he doubled down on his stance and basically went on a press run defending his comments and continuing to make more and more controversial statements that the media was having a field day reporting on. Eventually, things would end up getting to the point where he was dropped from his Adidas deal. Meanwhile, in late 2022, on the
ironic as fuck,
Baby dropped It's Only Me, his first solo album since My Turn. And the album had an underwhelming response and was yet another example of an album optimized for streaming instead of quality. In December, Drake and 21 Savage teamed up to drop a collab titled Her Loss, which ended up being a very successful release. Also in December, Gunna accepted a plea deal and came home, and video
Demon home
admitted to get this deal.
YSL is a music label and a game, and you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL
yes, ma'am.
committed crimes in furtherance of the game.
Yes, ma'am.
You were present when law enforcement officers stopped a vehicle in which
yes, ma'am.
you were present along with Jeffrey Williams, wherein high and a firearm were recovered. These items did not belong to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Some people argued it was in a gray area that wasn't technically snitching, but the majority of hip-hop labeled him a rat, and most of his rapper friends unfollowed him and distanced themselves, the most notable being Lil Baby. The Gunna situation was one of the biggest things to happen in hip-hop that year, and this was more evidence of the genre's decline in popularity. Meanwhile, the growing appetite for podcasts and streaming continued, with the biggest podcasts and streamers growing at a crazy rate. In 2022, Kai Cenat took the place of Aiden Ross when it came to having the biggest rappers on his stream, bringing people like Blueface and Krishan Rock, Ice Spice, Lil Baby, and 21 Savage. In 2023, mainstream rap slump became extremely obvious. Very few artists even dropped music. First notable albums didn't come until summer.
I still don't know how to do that shit.
Uzi returned from a 3-year hiatus and dropped the Pink Tape.
Fire.
Another album with way too many songs that came and went.
Hey, listen.
Listen.
Once you get on like the 14th song in Lil Uzi album, it's a whole different album. Genuinely. It's a whole different album. So I don't really count it because that's not even for people who was really there for it. You know what I mean? He was doing like rock music. For real.
Other albums from the previous 2 years.
But he did have hella songs on that bitch.
Released The Gift and the Curse, his first album since he told and came home. In order to keep the fans on his side, he had to drop a banger, and this was exactly what he did.
Fuck you, me.
Quality album with no features. In July, Travis Scott dropped his long-awaited album Utopia, which was extremely successful, doing 500,000 units the first week. Besides A Gift and a Curse and Utopia, most of 2023's mainstream albums were mediocre, and projects like Almost Healed by Lil Durk, Hard to Love by Moneybagg Yo, and Set It Off by Offset came and went. 2023 also didn't see any new artists going nearly as viral as Ice Spice, Gorilla, Yeet, or Pooh Shiesty did in 2022 and 2021. The most viral new artist of 2023 was Sexy Red, who began trending towards the later half of the year. By this point, it was undeniable that things were definitely in a slump for the genre, and YouTube channels began popping out left and right, talking about how hip-hop was dying and speculating the true reason behind it. The answer can be seen by looking at the last 4 years. There's no one specific reason, and a variety of factors have contributed to the decline. Up-and-coming stars got locked up or passed. Many artists began making music focusing on streaming numbers or TikTok success instead of quality music. There wasn't much innovation to the mainstream sound, and as a result, things began to feel like the majority of producers were making the same beat over and over, and rappers were making the same song again and again. The trendy 15-second clip virality of TikTok made it harder for artists to build an actual fan base, and as a result, more artists experienced the trend of having 5 seconds of their song blow up for a couple of weeks and then being irrelevant in a matter of months. And as a result of all the music being cycled through on a regular basis, artists not making music optimized for social media struggled to cut through all the noise. All of this turned into fans losing interest in rap music. And while hip-hop music,
I'm hungry as shit. I can't wait for tomorrow, man.
Podcasts and live streaming have been skyrocketing, taking up the attention formerly reserved for music. Streamers are getting NBA-sized contracts.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. What's his nigga name? New School Stories. Man, this is a good video, man. This is a fire video. I fuck with it. But there's other streamers out there in the world besides Kai Cenat, brother. Please. Notice that. Heed those words, okay?
The loyalty of artists like XXXTentacion and NBA Youngboy. The youth has always fueled hip-hop, but these days they're more interested in watching Twitch and Kick. This is definitely not the end of hip-hop, but it may be the end of its chokehold on the mainstream. And we may never see hip-hop regain the chokehold it's had on pop culture over the past decade or so. The genre's had a great run, but nothing lasts forever.
No, I don't think it's gonna I don't think it's gonna die. It's gonna die, but I do think niggas need to just start trying more. You know what I'm saying? Niggas need to just start trying more. That's all it is. But everything else, nigga, y'all straight, man. Just keep making music, have fun with it, type shit. It's a good video though. I'll catch your bitch. I'll catch y'all later.